Giving brief comments, and we're honored to have U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy. We have State Representative WST Electric, Khalid. So we're here to give brief updates. We've making progress in our parish as we recover from the rising waters, the downed power lines, the trees in our roadways, the deplenished sources for gasoline. We are making progress. We're making progress with regards to getting resources out to our community: water, ice, MREs, hot meals throughout our parish. We continue to make progress on that as well. I'd like to give the opportunity at this time to our Honorable U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy to give us an update and what he's seeing around Southeast Louisiana as he's traveling our region. Senator Cassidy.
Hey. Thank you, Mr. Parish President. Thank you all. Thank you for including me. Just hats off to your parish government and your local officials for doing such a good job in all this. Knowing that people are frustrated, how could you not be? Let me just speak to a couple things. One complaint we are hearing is the people being refused for individual assistance. Just be sure that you fill out everything right. Don't skip over a blank because you don't have the information. Get the information and complete it, and that will help with your frustration. If you continue to have issues, please contact my office and we'll help as we can. Our website, cassidy.senate.gov, and knowing that folks are having some problems now, I'll give the phone number, 225-929-7711. Gasoline. Part of the problem is that there's not electricity at gas stations to pump gas up, and in other places they have a generator but they don't have the product. So there's kind of two issues taking place here. And as regards the product, I was looking at my notes here, and I can't get the exact number, but most of the refineries are offline right now. They're coming back online. And the refineries in the Baton Rouge area started firing up 1 or 2 days ago, and they'll be to full production capacity in the next 1 or 2 days. So we can expect some of that supply of gasoline to begin coming back online. It's also good that the stocks of gasoline in storage are 1 to 3% higher than they were a year ago. So there's actually surplus gasoline out there that can be pushed out. We just got to get it out. Lastly, I'll mention about the other facilities, the other refineries. There has been an issue with them receiving oil to refine into gasoline. But the president has said that they will swap 1.5 million barrels out of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to a refiner, and the refiner will refill that SPR cavern at a later point in time. So there's efforts to mitigate the absence of gasoline. Doesn't help you right now, but hopefully it helps you in 4 or 5 days so that the gas will be out there for your generators. As regards the electricity, the president made an announcement today. He's supplementing private industry resources with federal resources to complete the damage assessments, and once the damage assessment is complete, of course, that aids the companies in standing back up. I understand, Mr. Parish President, that you're starting to get electricity back now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Unfortunately, one of the beautiful things about this parish, you have so many trees until you get a storm, right? And as we're coming in and you're seeing tree limbs over power lines, you see what the challenge is there. So that will be several days, because it isn't just the major transmission lines, it is also the lines going to individual homes. And that said, the North Shore Hospitals, my understanding has been, and Slidell Memorial and the other facilities here, the major facilities are receiving their power now.
They were online as of last night.
And the importance of that, of course, as folks know, is that it helps you balance the grid. When you have a big user, one, they're an important user, but secondly, you can then add on houses addition to that, and that allows the balancing of the grid, the number of electrons going out as well as those being consumed. And let me just say one more thing. One thing I've been making a pitch for just like we are much better now than we were 16 years ago. We have better systems in place. We have better levees in place. We have a lower loss of life. We're so much better than we were under Katrina. There's an infrastructure bill going through the United States Congress that will help harden the grid, that will mitigate flood risk for those areas that have recently flooded, that will put billions towards coastal restoration, other things that will prepare for future hurricanes. We are better now because of the lessons learned and the preparation done beginning with Katrina. God forbid, but we know there will be a hurricane in the future. We need to be better then than we are now. And so I'm just out there supporting our infrastructure bill. It's passed the Senate. It's before the United States Congress right now, and also trying to promote that. We need to be better when the next hurricane comes, and that helps to be better. Again, Mr. Parish President, thank you for allowing me to join you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Senator Cassidy. Senator Cassidy reached out to me on Monday, as well as Senator Kennedy and Congressman Scalise. They've all reached out. We've been in touch over the past few days. They all have great interest in our recovery here in St. Tammany Parish, and we appreciate it very, very much. I know on everybody's minds is one of the high concerns is restoring electrical power. And we've been giving updates every day with regard to the restoration of power in our community. First, we're going to talk about Washington St. Tammany Electric and its customer base and the jurisdiction that it covers. And Colleen's going to come and give us an update on Washington St. Tammany Electric.
My name is Colleen Slogel, and I'm with Washington St. Tammany Electric Cooperative. And first of all, I would like to thank the media and parish government for allowing us this opportunity to share what's going on with our co-op to our members, because we are owned by our members. So first and foremost, to give you an update of where we are on numbers, we started out after Hurricane Ida with 98.4% of our entire system to share what's going on with our co-op to our members, because we are owned by our members. So first and foremost, to give you an update of where we are on numbers, we started out after Hurricane Ida with 98.4% of our entire system without power. Here's where we are right now. St. Tammany, we're at 22,332 without power. So that's about 71.23% who are not receiving power. Tangipahoa, 4,222. That's 88.18% who are without power. Washington Parish, 5,883, 37.14% are without power. So our total system, we have 32,437 meters without power. So we're at 62.4% from the 98.4. So that's good news. We have identified approximately 170 poles that need to be replaced. But we anticipate that that's going to go up to about 500, maybe possibly 700 poles that we're going to have to replace after this event. There are flooded areas and trees down that we are not able to get to. We literally had to cut through to get to some of our substations. We use a systematic approach, and we try to get on as many people as we can in the short problems to try to get this energized for us. The areas affected there are Husser, Bolivar, East Fork, and those where the St. Tammany and Tangipahoa line intersect. So we're seeing that the western part has been hit pretty hard. We have 7 delivery points on our system. The transmission line out of these delivery points supply to 33 individual distribution substations. Feeders to the west of Savannah Branch are badly damaged and may take a week or more for us to energize. Other severely damaged areas are Folsom and Abita. Savannah Branch and Abita there are substations that are severely damaged. As the main lines or feeders come on, not all meters will come on with it. Once the main lines are back online, we'll go back and pick up the other lines to energize. An individual will take longer than a group. 600 additional boots are on the ground, and these are skilled workers. They're our mutual aid that has come to assist us, and they are all the way from New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, and more are on the way to assist us. All crews are directed from our main office, and talking to them will not expedite getting your power. Please keep them safe and try not to distract them. They're already in some hazardous conditions. We're also trying to follow protocol for COVID. Slow down when you see them on the roadway to protect them and our flaggers while they are trying to restore your power. Watch those that are in the bucket and also those that are on the ground. So please avoid these areas if at all possible. Each night when the line workers come in while they are showering and sleeping, the trucks and equipment are fueled to prevent the delay of restoration time. It's a massive undertaking when you have this many people who are here. You have to supply a place for them to sleep, feed them, shower them. So it is a big undertaking. Always remember to stay away from down power lines. Don't try to decide whether it's a electric line or a phone line. Just treat it as a live wire. Contact us at 1-866-672-9773 to report this. And also you can report your outages at that number. We have a free smart hub that you can download. It's an app. You can report your outages. You can use it to pay your bills when we don't have an event such as this. It's a great little app. So look that up and download that. Visit us on our website and our Facebook page, and you can follow us on the outage map at www.wste.coop. WST covers over 5,100 miles of line in the St. Tammany, Washington, and Tangipahoa parishes. We have 9 members per 1 mile of line. The towns increase density, but in the countryside, we have about 5 members per 1 mile of line. So you can imagine all the trees that we're having to deal with right now. I want to thank you for your continued patience as we work safely to restore your power. This is your cooperative, and we appreciate you as members.
Thank you, Colleen and WST, and thank you, Johnny Brule. And thanks all those for WST and their efforts in restoring power to our citizens and your customers. Well, we're served also in St. Tammany Parish by Entergy. Entergy has an area in the southeast part of St. Tammany Parish, basically in the Beattyco, Madisonville area. And I spoke with Mr. Patrick Hanby yesterday. He gave us an update. They're working diligently, of course, to serve their nearly 5,000 customers in that area. They currently have about 3,600 still without power, but they're confident that they will be able to restore power to those customers in the very near future, in the days to come. With regard to CLECO, the largest provider of electricity in St. Tammany Parish, they've got about 96,000 customers. Up at this point, they've got about 30,000 customers restored thus far. That's about, which means there's about 70% without power at this time. They too have hundreds of linemen here to help. And they will give further updates periodically through the day, and we will update that information as well. I can say some of the areas that have been restored of significance, and as Senator Cassidy mentioned, our hospitals, our 4 major hospitals, Slidell Memorial, Washington North Shore, St. Tammany Hospital, and Lakeview Hospital have all been restored to grid power as of late yesterday, and they are continuing also in restoring to other institutional facilities, municipal facilities such as sewer treatment plants and water wells across the parish. The highly commercial corridors, again, throughout the parish, and with that, the residential areas along those lines are activated as well. So we're seeing our traffic signals light up as well, which was a real problem during the last 3 days when there was no power and no traffic signals with all of the traffic moving out on our highways. So we're very appreciative to all of our electrical providers here in St. Tammany Parish. Again, I've got more notes to go through, but I've got these elected officials up here that I know want to give updates, and I'm going to save my remarks to the end. But we're real honored to have all of our elected officials here today. But I'm going to call on Sheriff Randy Smith at this point to give us an update with regard to how he's keeping our parish safe during this time.
Thank you, Mr. President. Day 4, recovery. So far, during this hurricane, we have responded to 6,592 calls for service. We have responded to 223 calls for roads with water, trees, or power lines on them, 126 on the west side, 97 on the east side. We responded to 67 evacuation and rescue calls. 30 people were rescued and evacuated during the storm. 22 are just after the storm. 22 on the east side, 8 on the west side, and we also rescued 2 dogs that were left behind by a couple who evacuated and left their dogs roaming the neighborhood. Warrants have been issued for their arrest, and animal control has taken custody of the dogs, where they're now safe. We responded to 157 welfare checks, checking on individuals that didn't have phone service or electricity, where loved ones from other areas called in for us to go make sure that they were okay. 36 medical calls we responded to, 7 deaths, none. Let me clear that up. We had 7 deaths. 1 was a suicide, one was an overdose. The other 5 are